Good day, everyone. My name is Teacher Addie, and welcome to our TOEIC reading practice. We will talk about Part 6, Strategy Overview and Questions Rationalization, since we already finished the topics covered by text completion type of questions. Part 6, Text Completion, covers a passage with the words deleted on it. You will need to understand the whole passage to choose the correct word to complete each blank. You will find grammar topics you've studied in Part 5 useful for Part 6. Similarly, the grammar topics in Part 6 will help you in Part 5. Take note that this part consists of 16 items, which was formerly 12. These are the topics that we covered in the previous episodes. We have words in context, prepositions of time, verb tense time clauses, adjective comparisons, coordinating conjunctions, and subordinating conjunctions. Now, let's review each strategy that we discussed in the past episodes. First is the strategy that we used in answering words in context. It states that you need to read the sentence before the incomplete sentence and sentence after it, then quickly determine the context if it is about money, getting or losing a job, renting an office, etc. Apply the strategy in these sentences. If you have any suggestions, do not hesitate to let us know. We look forward to hearing your blank. A. Feedback. B. Talk. C. Complaints. D. Problems. The second sentence tells us that someone is waiting for a comment on something, for which the first sentence states as, any suggestions? Suggestion implies something that is positive, so if you look forward to it, then you are supporting the first sentence, which is positive. Here, we should find a positive noun. What is the positive noun that we have from the choices? Right, it's A, feedback. Since we are done with the strategies that help you answer the words in context-related questions, let's proceed to prepositions of time. Well, we know that these are prepositions that allow you to discuss a specific time, and in choosing the right prepositions, you need to follow this strategy. Read the sentences before and after the blank. This will help you to determine when the action occurs relative to the time mentioned. Let's practice. I will be very busy at work all week. Blank Friday, I will have more free time. A. After, B. In, C. Before, or D. Between. The speaker will be busy all week and will not be available before the given time, which is Friday, eliminating letter C. We can't use in because it is for years and months. And between is used when there are 2 points in time, which can't be found in the sentence. Hence, our answer is A. After. For verb tense time clauses, always apply this strategy. When you need to choose a verb to complete a clause, look at the tense of the main verb in the other clause. It only means that you need to focus more on the tense of the verbs for both clauses. Now use the strategy in the sentence. When there are long lines at the cafeteria, I blank my lunch at the sandwich shop across the street. A. Buy, B. Bought, C. Have bought, or D. Buying. The verb in the time clause is are, which is a present tense. So we need a simple present. Don't be confused why we don't need a future tense. In this sentence, the context does not imply a future action. Rather, it is about habit, and we use simple present tense when we talk about habits. Therefore, the answer is A. Buy. This is the strategy applied for adjective comparisons. If a comparative sentence has the before the blank, choose the superlative. If the blank is followed by than, choose the comparative. He was the blank of all the applicants. A. Qualified, B. More qualified, C, most qualified, or D, more qualified than. We are comparing he to all the applicants or a group of people. Also, there's an article, the, before the blank. So obviously, we need a superlative adjective. And the answer is letter C, most qualified. When she was blank than I am now, she started her own company. A, young, B, younger, C, youngest, or D, the youngest. Here, we are comparing two people which are she and I. Hence, we have than as a clue. What comparison adjective should be used then? Great, comparative adjective. So the answer is B, younger. Let's move on to coordinating conjunctions. We have two main strategies that will help you choose the correct answer. First, when the answer choices include coordinate conjunctions, ask yourself these questions. Are the two parts of the sentence choices? Choose or nor. Do the two parts contradict each other? Choose but. Are the two parts similar to each other? Choose and. Using the strategy that you learned, quickly find the answers for these following examples. First, we could go to the library, blank we could go to the park. A, or, B, but, C, and, or D, neither. In the sentence, we have two clauses, go to the library and go to the park, which are considered as choices or options to do. So the correct answer here is A, or. Second, he didn't talk to his friends, blank did he call his father. A, or, B, but, C, and, or D, nor. The sentence have two choices, talk to his friends and call his father. But we have the word didn't, which negatively denotes something that was not done. So certainly we can't choose or. Then the answer should be letter D, nor. Third, all the children wanted to eat pizza, blank no one wanted to buy it. A, or, B, but, C, and, or D, either. Notice the clauses wanted to eat pizza and no one wanted to buy it. The second one contains the negative term no one, telling us that the two clauses contradict each other. So the answer is B, but. Lastly, I have one dog, blank three lovely birds. A, or, B, but, C, and, or D, either. This sentence is simple, since we just need to connect the two ideas that are similar. One dog, three lovely birds. So obviously the answer is letter C, and. Second strategy. Look for the word either in the sentence. Either tells you that the correct answer may be or. Neither tells you that the correct answer may be nor. Remember, either, or, and neither, nor as paired conjunctions. Let's have these examples. First, we can sit either by the window, blank next to the door. A, or, B, and, C, nor, or D, but. The sentence gives an obvious clue, which is either. Well, either is always paired by, correct, it's A, or. Second, he neither finished his homework, blank studied for the test. A, either, B, and, C, nor, or D, or. Similar with the previous item, here we have an obvious clue, which is neither, leading us to each pair conjunction, nor. Clearly, the answer is letter C, nor. The last topic we covered in part 6 is subordinating conjunctions. This is the main strategy you can use to choose the right answer. When the answer choices include subordinate conjunctions, ask yourself these questions. Does the dependent clause describe a reason? Choose because or since. Does the dependent clause contradict the main clause? Choose though, even though, or although. Is the dependent clause an action that occurred before, after, or at the same time as the action in the main clause? Choose before, after, or similar time expressions. Let's apply the strategy. First, Mary started yoga blank she wanted to learn how to relax. A. Though, B. Because, C. While, or D. After. Understanding the relationship of the two clauses here, started yoga and wanted to learn how to relax, which explains why the first clause happened. We can say that the conjunction should introduce a reason. Obviously, the correct answer is letter B, because. Second, blank they were tired, they worked overtime. A. Because, B. Whenever, C. Since, or D. Although. In this sentence, they were tired implies a negative idea, which means they should rest already. But the independent clause says they worked overtime, contradicts the idea. When stating a contradiction, what conjunction should be used? Right, it's letter D, although. Third, the hotel will accept no guests, blank it's being renovated. A. Though, B. While, C. Before, or D. Although. Seeing the choices here, we only have conjunctions for time and contradiction. If the hotel is being renovated or restored, it can't accept guests since it will be dangerous. Therefore, let's eliminate letters A and D, since we need a conjunction related to time. If the hotel is not yet on renovation, most probably they can still accept guests before the period. When can't they accept guests? Right, it's as soon as the renovation takes place. Obviously, the answer is letter B, while. This is the last strategy applied in all the topics that we previously discussed to ensure that you fully answer the test and use the time promptly. When difficult times arise in choosing what the right answer is, just follow this rule. If you don't immediately know the answer, move on to the next question. Go back to the ones you are unsure about if you still have time at the end. This marks the end of our lesson for today. I hope you learned about the strategies required in answering TOEIC Part 6 text completion. Good day and see you in the next episode.